What's good, everybody? It's your boy Manny, and I'm coming to you live from the Manny Media headquarters here in Worcester, Massachusetts. And I'm with my boy, Mr. Sebastian Knight of the Laurel, Clayton Homecoming.
East Side, West Side reunion. Laurel, Clayton, East Side, West Side Homecoming reunion.
It's a whole mouthful. That's why I looked at him, and he knew I dropped the ball as soon as Homecoming fell out of my mouth. And I have it literally right in front of me. But the Laurel, Clayton, East Side, West Side Homecoming 2024 reunion, and I'm probably didn't say that in the right order, but welcome and thank you so much for coming. And the reason why it was so important to talk to you about this today is, one, gotta shout out my homie. Actually, she's more than my homie. I need to put some respect on that name. My auntie, my love, the one, the only, Miss Parley Jones.
Thank you, Parley. She made this happen for me.
Right.
Very excited.
That's right, of the Village Worcester. And she connected us. And I've always known about the Laurel Clayton neighborhood and what it was before the state came and threw a highway through it. Mm-hmm. So let's really start there in the history and go back a little bit until we bring it up to the present of what this event is and why it's so special.
Okay, well, a little history. Laurel Clayton, which is currently known as Plumley Village, the community used to be called Laurel Clayton, East Side, West Side, and what had happened was some of the members of the community, those being Paul Bailey, Clarence Tolson, Ricky
Ringles?
Yeah, sorry, Ricky Ringles, Ronnie Logan, and John Glenn had all gotten together and were having drinks one day. First of all, I apologize for the mental hiccup. But
I do it all the time. They're used to it. So you're good.
Oh, good,
no
good.
apologies necessary.
I'm good, awesome. Please forgive me. However, they were all sitting down one day and were discussing that the community obviously was changing and that we were beginning to lose quite a few of the old members of the community, and decided it would be nice to have a reunion, and maybe we could just have a reunion in someone's backyard. Well, that was a nice endeavor to begin with. However, by the time it was time for the first reunion, it had grown from a backyard endeavor to a hall endeavor. The participation was through the roof, more than what was anticipated. Like I said, the initial idea of the reunion was to have it in someone's backyard. Maybe 20 people maximum would show up. This neighborhood meant so much to people. When they had their first reunion, there were hundreds of people. Therefore, backyard, not gonna work.
Wow. Yeah, definitely not going to work. There are no backyards in the Laurel neighborhood
that will hold that many people.
Absolutely not. And especially in the beginning of this time where they were planning these reunions. Thank you.
Yep.
So what was the significance of having this reunion initially? And then what did that significance turn into once, essentially the state came and threw a highway right in the middle of everyone's backyard?
Well, there was a lot of historical significance to the Laurel Clayton, the Black History Trail, and that was one of the major things that helped bring the community together to have this Laurel Clayton reunion. The other thing that was very important is people began to notice that members of the community were slowly but surely dying off. And because we all know we're on borrowed time, and that goes for me too,
Yeah.
they thought it would be nice to have a reunion. They thought 1 year, one reunion, get everybody together, go over old times, talk about some of the things that people in the community may or may not have been made aware of. And it's always amazing as you get more and more people together, the stories that are told. And because of the success of the first reunion and getting all of those people together and to have them discuss the history of that area of Worcester, it was so successful that there was a second reunion.
Wow. And so I do know that this goes all the way back to the 90s.
Yes.
As far as the modern day reunion, if there were any before then, I'm not particularly privy to.
It is my understanding from a historical reference, 1991 was the first Laurel, Clayton, East Side, West Side homecoming reunion, 1991.
Now, I noticed homecoming in the name, and I'm sure there's no mistake there. There's actually a reason that I'm pretty familiar with in that, when 290 did come through, clear cut, it's not even really the center of Worcester. It's actually the poor black neighborhoods of Worcester.
Yes,
That it cut through. A lot of families were dispersed and separated from their neighbors who they created a community and a thriving economic structure and educational structure.
Henceforth, that's where the homecoming comes from, was the desire to bring back the people from the community that 290 had split apart or just dispersed out of the community. And to be able to get those people back together and to have a sense of community that although Laurel Clayton is no longer there, we're still family. With or without Laurel Clayton, you don't need a city, you don't need a street to still have a sense of community. Although it would have been nice to still have had Laurel Clayton, it was not a necessity.
Right. And I mean, at the end of the day, community is in your heart. So
Exactly.
You take that wherever you go.
Exactly. No matter where you go, there's your Laurel Clayton.
Yeah, I like that.
Thank
you carry
you.
your Laurel Clayton. We can pound it.
Thank you.
Carry that Laurel Clayton in our
With
heart
you.
everywhere we go. And so, do you have an idea of going back to the original history? And please, I don't mean to put you on the spot. Just curious. And if you don't know, that's cool. When 290 was put through there, like what decade around? Because I sure don't.
That I'm not fully sure on. I don't have that part of my history with me today. And I would like to apologize to you, the viewer, that I'm not as well knowledge about Laurel Clayton as I should be. Please forgive me. I'm only human.
No.
1970.
1970,
Thank you so much,
okay.
John. I appreciate that. So no apologies necessary at all. I was just curious. It was a thought that came to my head. Because it does matter in the timing of everything.
Mm-hmm.
They broke ground in Washington Square in 1960.
Okay, just
Wow.
It took them 10 years to finish the project.
is your mic picking you up? No.
Maybe.
So they broke ground in Washington Square in 1970.
60. And they finished the project in
1970.
They finished it in 70. So the reason, thank you, John, so much for that fact finding behind the scenes, live in real time.
Right.
I appreciate that. The reason why I bring that up, and I think the significance of it, is because, our and it's not just here in Worcester, and it's actually worse than other parts of the countries, but valuing our black and brown communities, although it has grown some over the years, especially when, back when in the 60s and 70s, there was a major disregard and disrespect for these communities.
Exactly.
So I think one of the important aspects of having these reunions was bringing like-minded people who valued each other back together and to uplift that spirit.
Yeah, and a sense of community.
Yeah.
How nice that we lived in a time where when you're down, the whole community gather around and pick you up. It takes a village or a community to raise a child. It would be so nice if we could get back to that sense of responsibility, our brother's keepers.
Yeah. And also, what you were alluding to earlier, we're all on borrowed time.
Yes.
And time stops for no man.
No one.
And it's always nice to value, as the younger generation, those that came before you that paved the way for you to go, don't you think?
I think that's so important. I'm glad that you said that, because that leads me into one of the most important things I have to say today. I've been talking with the members of the Laurel Clayton committee who are responsible for this year's reunion, and I had said to them the other day, when is the next reunion, and will there be another reunion? And the response was a little muted. What I did get is that we need the younger generation to come to the table and make sure that this legacy continues. I had a further conversation with one of the founding members of this endeavor earlier today, Mr. Paul Bailey, and I suggested to him at this upcoming reunion, there is an ample opportunity for him to reach out to the community and ask, will there be another reunion? And if so, when should it be? And to put out a call to the community, to the children of the people who would be attending that night. How do you get your children involved so that they can be a part of the next reunion? Right. We need the youth. A lot of people have passed away since the 2019 reunion. We've lost a lot of people. And it's time to realistically look at bringing the younger generation in to make sure that this legacy and this endeavor does not die. And without the younger generation, we've had some serious talks. This may be the last reunion, and that would be a tragedy.
It sure would be a tragedy. It is kind of scary to even think about, and it brings my thought process to a call to action for you in the community.
Yes.
For all of my peers would really be where that I don't want to call it a burden, but where that responsibility would lay. For my generation and the ones just right behind me. What's funny is it's always like, it just seems to be the way, like when grandma passes away, the family kind of
moves apart. And that's one of the real tragedies.
That glue for the Laurel Clayton neighborhood,
Well, the current committee is going to have to step up to the plate. And if they don't accomplish anything more at the 2024 reunion, then to please reach out to people in the audience and say, we need your help to make sure that this does not end this year. There's no justifiable reason for the reunion to end in 2020.
Right. So if there are people, I'm sorry, go ahead. I don't want to.
And if we communicate with the younger generation, I know with the younger generation, they're preoccupied with Instagram and how many likes they got for the last thing that they said, and how many pictures they took and put on Facebook. They're preoccupied with themselves. I think it is our responsibility to reconnect the younger generation back with things that matter and things that don't all have a material value. You can't go to Macy's, you can't go to Walmart and purchase. As you get older, one of the things you will learn to accept, almost everything in life worth having has no financial value. And now back to you.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with that, honestly. I often say, God does. And as long as you show up authentically and genuinely and you're doing the work that God put you here for, you're going to be just fine.
Yep.
And so I think that's something that you and I are both doing out here in the community is making sure that, legacies and stories are our culture, right?
Yes,
and
exactly.
That continues to be something that's part of the human experience, that we continue to talk to each other, that we continue to share the stories, that we continue to honor our past and what got us to where we are today. Because I do want to echo your point into that we are all kind of caught up in our own
little worlds where everything is all about us. But when we step outside of our world, one of the things we first find out, it's not about us, never has been about us. And the biggest mistake that we're making is disconnecting from the people in the world around us. Yeah. And most of us, by the time that we realize that we're so disconnected, it's too late.
Yeah.
People are gone. People that you don't have time to pick up the phone for because you're so wrapped up into everything evolving around you.
Yeah.
And in the real world, it really doesn't. And I just wish that there was some way to communicate with younger people and some older people too before it's too late. Step outside of that world of you and step into the world of we and figure out how we can make our community a better place for all of us to live in.
Right, and what a beautiful way to present flowers to those
Who are alive,
Right.
still alive.
Right, instead of draping them over their casket, we could place them in their hands.
Update. No one who's ever received flowers while dead had dropping off a copy of that program to you, Manny, when it's all done.
I can't wait. Listen, we're going to put it right over there on our souvenir shelf for all of our visitors, so I'll be looking forward to that.
Awesome.
But as far as, can you break it down a little bit on like, because we don't have much time, right? Before we got to get this done. So can we just let people purchase and what they would receive for that?
Sure. Currently, we're having 2 events for Laurel Clayton. The first is going to be the dinner and dance, which will be held Friday, August 2nd, 2024. It will start with a meet and greet at 5 p.m. It will be held at Holy Cross at Hogan Field.
Hold on, we're having an issue with the live. It's not us, it's Facebook.
Okay.
You're still live on YouTube.
Okay. So go ahead.
It's back.
It'll be, the tickets are $60 per person. That gives you access to the meet and greet. Which will, hors d'oeuvres will be served. There'll be a special presentation in memorial to Thomas Staunton, one of the members who became involved in the 2019 Laurel Clayton East Side West Side Homecoming Reunion. That will be during the meet and greet. There will be raffle project on Facebook.
I actually linked it just above. If you click on the video here, you will be able to see the Laurel Clayton.
And all of the information is there and the people who you can purchase tickets from. Also, on Saturday, August 3rd, will be the cookout. It's free to anyone to attend. It begins at 1 p.m. and ends in the evening. All are encouraged to come. We hope to get participants back who were able to come to the dinner and dance. Oh, also, very, very important, from the 2019 reunion, we have DVDs available for the Friday dinner and dance and the Saturday picnic. $25 for Friday, $25 for the DVD for Saturday, and we have a DVD of photos available for all photos that were taken on the Friday and were taken on a Saturday. Taken on Friday and Saturday for $40 for purchase also. All of the information will be on Laurel Clayton.
Okay, and these are for last year's?
Last year's. And we will do, we will be having...
Don't pay attention.
Okay.
We That's for me.
We will be having video available for Friday, August the 2nd, 2024. Also, video for the picnic, August 3rd. Also, and photos for both days available also again this year. And this year we will have mugs, tumblers, baseball caps, and t-shirts available. That information will be going up by 4 p.m. today on the Laurel Clayton Project Facebook page.
All right, excellent.
And if you have any other questions, you can reach me directly, 508-410-0482.
All right, and we're going to talk more about the Laurel Clayton East Side, West Side Homecoming 2024 reunion. I should have done reunion 2024. In just a moment, we just got to go thank our sponsors for allowing us to be here and sharing all of all this information and our stories with you. John, take it away. We'll be right back.
Manny J Media is brought to you by...
Why don't you say it?
Hey, yo. I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead.
It's
Sorry,
okay.
I get
No,
excited.
It's cool. This is what we do around here. There's no such thing as perfection.
Okay,
Did
all
you want to
right.
ask something before I go?
No, I was going
We're
to.
live now, though.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm
We good?
ready.
All right.
What I wanted to add is for anyone who.
Oh, wait, hold on. Time out. We'll add that in just a second. What's good, everybody, and thank you for joining us. Welcome back to another exciting Interviews here on Manny J Media with my man, Sebastian Knight of the, let me do this, Laurel, Clayton, Eastside, Westside, Homecoming Reunion 2024. Did I get it that time?
You got it.
I did
You
it?
got
All right,
nailed it.
All right, let's go back into what you wanted to add.
Yeah, what I was going to say is for anyone who has a loved one, a graduate, who has a business, who just wants to tell somebody they love them, we have 3 ads available that you can place. We have a quarter-page ad, which is $25. We have a half-page ad, which is $50. We have a full-page ad, which is $100. For the ads, you can either give us content that you've already prepared for yourself, and we'll just place it in the ad. Just tell us what side ad you want with the content provided. You can also give us content, give us an idea of what you'd like to have. We'll create the ad for you, give it to you for your approval to make sure that we have gone with the concept that you had in mind. Once you approve it, it will go into the program book. And that's pretty much it. So $25 quarter page, $50 half page, $100 full page. You have until this upcoming Saturday to order your tickets, to purchase your tickets, $60 per person, or place an ad, quarter page, half page, or full page. Remember, the deadline for tickets and ads is this upcoming Saturday, July 27th, 2024.
And you had just mentioned how, unfortunately, unless we can really put a plan of action in place on how to make sure that this reunion continues for the years to come, this is a great way to help that effort, right? Because if we're making money and we're able to fund this effort,
that's the main.
That's half of the battle right there.
Exactly.
The other half, of course, is still getting
Is
young people
participation.
involved. Yeah, we still need participation, but it costs to do things.
Exactly. Nothing is free, but when I was discussing with Paul Bailey earlier today, one of the things that I had recommended to him is that at the upcoming reunion, we should take 15 to 20 minutes to reach out to the participants in the hall. Yeah. And I'm going to do up cards, and they're going to have their name, phone number, and email on them, and they're going to have 3 questions. Should there be another Laurel, Clayton, East Side, West Side reunion? Homecoming
I vote
reunion.
yes, automatically.
They'll check yes or no. If there should be, when should it be held? What year? And then the last question that we're going to ask them to check off is, would you attend? And if so, can we reach out to you? We're then going to retrieve all of those filled out cards from the table, and the committee is going to take that information with the last meeting that we'll be holding for the 2024 Laurel, Clayton, Eastside, Westside Homecoming Reunion, the final wrap-up meeting that we'll be having, taking all of that data and making an official decision as to what's next. In the event that the consensus from the cards that people will fill out is that, yes, there will in fact be another reunion, we will start immediately on the path forward to making the next reunion a reality based upon the input from people's cards as to when it should be. And that's it. We're very excited that we now have a path forward.
So our input is absolutely imperative.
Essential.
Yeah, as far as so you did say what year you would do the next one, for example. So is this not a yearly thing?
This is not. In the last one,
how often has it?
The last one that was actually held, it's been sporadic with regards to, the first one was in 91 and the next one was in 93. It's kind of been all over the place. And then the one after that was in 97. The previous one to this, the 2024, was in 5 years ago in 2019. I'm not sure why there was that big of time since the last reunion, but this is why I think it would be advisable, if there is to be another reunion, to start everything in place on August the 2nd. Talk to the community, get their input on what they feel about doing another reunion, when that should be. And once, if the consensus says 50% or more says, let's do this in 2 years in 2026, then make that official, and let's start reaching out to people immediately. Let's put the infrastructure in place immediately to start making this a reality. And part of the infrastructure is as follows. Let's communicate with those people that the input that we got based upon the cards that we asked you to fill out is that there should be another reunion. It will in fact be held in 2026. I don't know if we necessarily have to nail down a date yet, but part of what needs to be done in that planning is that needs to be done sooner rather than later, because once we have the planning infrastructure in place, it will allow us to do so many things that I think have been a little challenging to date. And part of that infrastructure needs to be bringing in the younger generation to help make this a success.
Right.
It would be nice for the next reunion to see someone 30 years old, 40 years old to come in and step up to the plate, so the older people who have been here for almost all of the past reunions can just sit back and take it easy.
my whole lifetime, really.
Yeah,
I was born in
easy.
'84, so '91, I was 6 years old in the first one. So it's about time,
that
the
they
older generation
are
gets
able
to
to
just
sit,
show up, grab their plate, and relax.
Exactly. Just
Don't need to
get
do
their
nothing
ticket,
else.
not sell
And be
not tickets.
honored.
Yes.
Because that's one of the most important things about this reunion is you are honoring where you came from.
Exactly. Paying a tribute to what made it, to the history that made it possible for you to be here today.
Yeah, absolutely. And Worcester is full of history, specifically in the Black and Brown community. And one of the things that is so unique about this is it specifically honors the Black and Brown community's history. There's not too much of that around.
No, which
a
makes
lot of it is really grandstanding and
Yes.
on American history, but not
on our
designated
history.
to-
Yep.
exactly.
Exactly. Yep.
And honestly, it's
And while you're at it, don't mean to cut you off.
That's okay.
While we're talking about our history, I'm sure everybody within the sound of my voice, meaning you, no doubt have noticed that they're trying to erase our history around the
that's
country.
exactly what I was.
They're
about
trying
to
to
bring up,
erase our history like we don't exist, so we were never here.
Right, and you can't erase a history that is consistently addressed, that is consistently brought to the surface.
We
and
need to,
talked
we
about.
have to have a counter narrative. We must not shrink into the corner and just go away. We must tell our stories where others want to punish people for saying, yeah, we existed, and things that were not so kind were done to us in the past and are still being done today. We must not walk away from that at all.
Absolutely. And speaking of Parley Jones, not that we brought her up in this exact sentence, but
Thank you again,
Jones,
Parley.
yeah, we love her. Parley Jones and the Village Worcester, as well as shout out to Shaija Medina. One of the things that, or one of the symbols that I hold dear and close to my heart since getting to know a lot of the background education and information that the village presented to myself is the Sankofi.
Yeah.
Which is a bird with its body facing forward, but its head facing behind. And that's basically a symbol to never forget where you came from, because,
It's looking backwards.
aids in where you're going.
Exactly. It's essential.
Yeah.
Because guess what?
And
If
we
you don't
can't
know
forget where we
no.
How quick would it, how bad would it be for us to really forget all the struggle and strife, especially in the Black community, that has all the barriers and hurdles that were overcome in all these years that can easily be taken away.
And
forgot about.
they're working to do that as we speak. There, under no circumstances should we not pay tribute to those who gave so much of themselves, mainly their lives. The list is too long to get into. That paved the way for me to even be allowed to sit here and you be able to view me today.
Right.
Too important. Too important.
Yeah.
Too important.
Absolutely is. Absolutely important. And, it's important for us as the following generations to hold those torches and make sure that they are brought forward.
Yes,
for
like a relay
generations
race.
to come.
Exactly,
Yeah.
like a relay race, making sure that no matter what happens, we do not allow anyone to make us go backwards, and we with courage, have the strength to move forward. But in doing so, we cannot forget the past.
Absolutely.
And we cannot allow anyone to bury the past that was put upon us.
Absolutely. And just bringing it back to its most basic form as a gathering. What a great networking opportunity, right?
Of course.
To meet the people in your community, in your neighborhood, and of all the different walks of life that people come from, whether they're entrepreneurs or artists or what have you, that we all get to come together at this time in a beautiful venue, by the way, and get to learn how we can support each other.
And that's another thing that's really awesome about placing an ad in the 2024 Laurel Clayton East Side West Side Reunion program book, because you will have in front of you a group of people that probably would never have known about you. So far, we've got, I think, 5 ads of companies, the rest are personal ads. And I think you're going to be really happy with what I was able to create for them. I'm really proud of this year's reunion program book, and I can't wait for you to put it in your hands and to review the ads.
Absolutely. I can't wait to check it out. I'm really excited to see how the program book comes together, and hopefully all of you guys out there who are watching right now can get one of those, even if it's a $25 quarter-page ad, supporting a great cause, something that's great and vital to our community.
And endless opportunities. Your business, a graduate, someone you love, an upcoming event.
That's right.
What a great opportunity. $25 quarter page, $50 half page, $100 full page. How can you go wrong? Guess what? You can't.
And I also just want to reiterate one more time how amazing it is that, for only $60, you can come to this beautiful evening where you're going to have a dinner, dancing, just a great time, and being so community friendly that if you can't afford the $60, that's okay. You still get to take part in the reunion at the picnic,
Exactly.
which is free and open to the public.
One very important note I need to make clear to everyone who is watching this: there will be no tickets available at the door. I will say that again for clarification. If you're watching this, please understand there will be no tickets available at the door. If you want your ticket, you'll need to purchase it. You have up until this upcoming Saturday, July 27th, 2024, to purchase your tickets to the 2024 Laurel Clayton East Side West Side Homecoming Reunion.
Okay, and I just also want to let you guys know that if you check in the comments of this after the show, because I haven't posted it yet, but also if you look at the post that I put on my personal page at Manny Alvarado and on our business page at Manny J Media, you will see the flyer for the Laurel Clayton East Side West Side Reunion. Go ahead.
Oh, I created the flyer.
Yeah, it's a it's a fly flyer, but there is a QR code on that, and that QR code takes you to all the information you need to know.
No, actually, the QR code is a promotional video that I created, which is going to be updated when I get...
Here I am assuming you can buy tickets on that QR code. See what happens when you...
No, but all of the information is on there. There is
how to get your tickets. There's an Eventbrite.
Of how to get your... There's Eventbrite. There are multiple people who are on the committee that you can call, and there's a Cash App there also. So everything you need is there to purchase the tickets. But the QR code will bring you to a commercial that I've created, encouraging you to both purchase tickets and to buy an ad. That's going to be...
Show you what the vibes are, right?
Yes, show you what the vibes are. But that is going to be updated by 6 p.m. tonight. So enjoy it while you can.
All right, excellent. And any other things that you want to make sure that people do know before we get out of here today? Because, time flies when we're having fun.
Yes.
It's about that time.
I would probably say the most important thing, please buy your ticket. Please. $60, August 2nd, 2024. Chance to get the community back together. If you've never come, you'll be prepared for an event like you've never seen before. Quite a few planned surprises have been planned. You will not be disappointed. And then, like I said, on Saturday is a free picnic to anybody who would choose to come. All are welcome. There's no price, no charge for the picnic. It is...
Is the picnic bring your own food?
No.
Okay.
Food is provided. But if you would like to bring food to share, we encourage that. This is a community, and that begins at 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
All of the information is at Laurel Clayton on Facebook.
I mean, technically, it is a cookout, right?
Yeah, it is. We call
when
it a
you go to
cookout.
somebody's cookout, you should
You bring something. Bring
Right.
something to share.
That's right.
You can't go wrong.
And I mean, it's what we do in the community. We
Thank
come
you.
together and we share.
Whenever you have a cookout, you always bring a dish.
That's
But you
right.
don't have to. Don't think if you don't bring a dish, you're not welcome. But you'd
no
be
raisins
more.
in the potato salad, right?
Yeah, no raisins in the potato salad.
Hey, let's
People don't want raisins in
let them
nothing.
know, right? No. My man Sebastian, thank you so much. I appreciate you for coming through.
Manny, thank you for
Abs-
having me. I can't thank you enough on behalf of the entire committee. We thank you so much, and we definitely thank Parley for reaching out.
Absolutely. Shout out to the Village Worcester. And I appreciate you coming and providing with us with this effort. One last call to action to the community from me to you. Please, if anything, if you could buy a ticket, amazing. If you can just hit up the Facebook page and let them know, yes, actually, we are interested as the younger generation to come together and carry this torch and carry the
legacy forward.
legacy forward.
We need your help, younger generation. We need you bad. Please don't let this be the last year for the 2020. Well, I'm sorry, for the Laurel Clayton East Side West Side Homecoming reunion.
Absolutely. It's imperative. It's very important. So any way you guys can help, that's what we're here for. That's what we need you to do. So hit all those links and help in any way that you personally can. And just by watching today, I thank you so much. Did you have one last word you want
Yes,
to throw out there?
tickets, deadline, upcoming Saturday, July 27th, 2024.
All right. And with that being said, it's your boy Manny and
Sebastian Knight, Laurel Clayton Project.
this has been another episode of Innerviews. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's your boy. I'm sorry. It's Manny J Media, community delivered. See you real soon. Peace.